Hi, and welcome to the Mentally Stronger podcast. I am recording this episode from a small town called Chur in Switzerland, where I've been staying for a couple of weeks. And I can tell you right now, every single muscle in my entire body is sore right now from rock climbing and hiking and just having an amazing time in nature, having adventures. So today, I want to share with you a simple but powerful mental strength hack. And that is learning to control the focus of your mind through asking better questions. You see, as you go about daily life, the questions that you're asking yourself mentally are defining much of the narrative in your mind. For instance, if after a breakup from a bad relationship, you ask yourself, why am I such an idiot? Then you're going to get a series of answers to that question. And chances are they're not going to serve you very well or make you feel very good. What kind of answers, right, will you get from a question like that? Why am I such an idiot? Maybe the mind says, well, you're just broken from your childhood patterns. Or you were born an idiot. You'll always be one. You can't help it. You're just a loser, right? These answers are not very helpful. Ask a bad question, you get a bad answer or many answers. However, if you ask yourself the question in that moment, what can I learn from this experience and how can this help me grow? What kinds of answers are you going to get from asking that question to yourself mentally? Right? Maybe it would be, one of the things that I think could help me learn to grow is learning to communicate better in my next relationship. That'll really improve my chances of having better relationships in the future. Or maybe one of the answers is, maybe what I can learn is that from now on, I'm committed to being a better person in the following ways. Maybe I made some mistakes, or maybe what I can learn is forgiveness, compassion, or self care. Ask a question like that. What can I learn from this? How can I grow? And you're going to get an entirely different set of answers that will not only make you feel more empowered and happy, but they'll also lead to greater learning, self awareness, and personal growth. We need to start paying very careful attention to the questions we're asking ourselves throughout the day. They control the focus of the mind and they often become the foundation for a lot of our inner dialogue and the actions that we take that are going to shape our future. So, one of the great teachings contained in the world's wisdom traditions can be summed up like this: where your focus goes, energy flows, and what you focus on grows. This is one of those hidden in plain sight concepts that, once fully understood and applied, is capable of creating really a radical shift in the state of your mind and the quality of your life. And how we apply this wisdom, how we control the focus of the mind, where that energy goes in the mind and what we focus on grows, how we control that focus and utilize this wisdom is through asking ourselves better questions. That controls where the focus of the mind goes. So, in the midst of challenging times, whether it's personal challenges or collective challenges like what we've been going through in the last couple of years in the world, this ability to ask better questions is more important than ever, because if we ask ourselves what if questions, right? What if the world falls apart? What if the economy tanks? What if I lose my house? What if the world goes to the dogs? Now, what you focus on grows. So if you focus your energy in this direction, your mind will start coming up with answers that make you feel anxious and stressed and overwhelmed. If you ask yourself questions like, whose fault is this? Who's to blame? Your mind is going to come up with a narrative wrapped around that. So you'll probably start to feel anger, hostility, negativity, or you'll start to feel really disempowered and out of control. And if you start to ask, why me questions? Why is this happening to me? This is not fair. Your mind is going to start to tell you stories and give you a narrative about how you're a victim, how you're powerless, and you're going to start to feel disempowered, hopeless, maybe even depressed. We can ask ourselves all manner of unhelpful questions that sap our mental strength and crush our self esteem and make us feel disempowered. But if we start to ask ourselves better questions, we get better answers and we control the focus of the mind and move it in a direction of thinking empowered thoughts and taking empowered actions. So, here are some examples of empowering questions you can start to ask yourself to shift the focus of the mind. How can I make the best of the way things are right now? Right, that's a great question to control the focus of the mind. What or who am I really grateful for today? What do I really want to create here? What matters most to me in this situation? How can I learn and grow from this? How can I serve during this time? Who can I help? Who can I support today? What is one step I can take right now to change things for the better? And how do I want to show up in the world today? Who do I want to be? So, questions like these will prime the mind to focus on tapping into your inner strength, your love, your courage. They will uplift you and bring you connection and meaning in your life. It's an often overlooked fact, but what we focus on mentally can literally create a heaven or a hell out of whatever is happening. It can bring out the worst in you, or it can bring out the best in you. What you focus on can debilitate you, or it can accelerate your personal growth. So today's invitation is to begin paying very close attention to what the questions are that you're asking yourself. And as an experiment, try asking yourself empowering questions like the ones I shared here, or empowering questions of your own, and just see how it changes things for you. See how it changes the state of your mind, your emotions, and your ability to take wise action. Try to notice any time and every time you're asking yourself anything at all that's unhelpful, and keep changing the focus back to asking better questions, focusing on better answers, and taking empowered action. In this way, you really take your personal power back, feel happier, more resilient, and more able to share your best self with the world. All the best with the practice. Take care and stay strong. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button below. And if you know someone who you think might benefit from listening to this episode, share it with them. Sharing it could really help them feel better and improve the quality of their life. And if you'd like some more in-depth support on becoming mentally stronger, come and check out the coaching and training options that I offer on my website. Thanks for listening. Take care and stay strong.